Okay, so the question that I'm responding to today has to do with whether the European Union is motivated by selfish interests or if it's motivated by the idea of creating an internationalist utopia. And my first thought is, if the European Union had some selfish motivations, they're not really executing them very well. Because when we think about the European Union and the Schengen area and the Eurozone, the countries that are participating in all of these have interlinked their immigration systems. They've essentially opened up their borders. They've connected their economy, especially for the ones that are using the euro. And when we're talking about what's mentioned here, like Brexit and how the EU is concerned about Brexit, it's not because they want to keep Britain contained within the EU and control Great Britain. No, it's more because of the logistical nightmare that Brexit has become and could become worse of a logistical nightmare. Because if you think about the Schengen area and the exchange of citizens, you have European citizens from the continent in Britain, and you have Britons living in the continent. Because with the Schengen area and the EU, you can freely move and live and work in other countries. But now if Britain leaves the EU, then what do you do with all those people that have been moving between the countries? Do you deport them? What do you do? And it's that logistical nightmare, which is why everyone in the EU is concerned about Brexit. And also the whole thing with the Greek bailout, which was mentioned here, is that Greece, my understanding is Greece kind of lied about its economic position when it tried to get into the EU, and they were accepted, and then Greece was like, oh, whoops, I lied, guess you guys gotta bail me out so I don't bring down the entire continent's economy. So I feel like if the EU does have any selfish interests, it's not really the self-interest of the individual countries. I think it's Europe as a whole wants to become a united, kind of like a superpower, kind of like a supergroup superpower. Yeah, because we have the US, it's very powerful, we have China that's very powerful, and Europe, they've realized that, hey, if we work together, we can make a stronger political and economic unit. So I think it really is about creating an internationalist utopia where people can get along and the economies can all thrive and they can be a unified big political giant on the globe.